Rockstar families, and welcome to our very first VODCAST of the year. So you may be asking yourself right now, what in the world is a VODCAST, and is it worth my time to watch this each and every week? So basically, what I'm going to do every single Sunday is create a VODCAST for you to give you announcements about the upcoming week, to recognize some star students who have been doing some incredible things in the classroom, and to provide you and your rockstar with strategies that they can apply at home for different concepts that we've been learning in the classroom. So the vodcasts normally run about 5 to 10 minutes. I'll put them into the weekly email, and I'll have a link available on our Class Fusion page. So I hope that they become something that's really useful for you to use each and every week. And Rockstars, every now and then, I'll actually put in opportunities for you to earn some house points for your Barrett Academy house for completing and doing different tasks. So to kick things off for the week, I would just like to recognize our very first rock star of the week, Eli Griffin. Eli had incredible passion and leadership last week, all throughout the week, in taking the Barrett Academy Constitution and applying it into his everyday life throughout the classroom. So incredibly proud of him, so congratulations to Eli. And I just have to say to you, Rockstar families, that it has been an incredible first week of class in 5th grade. You know, we've gone over so many of the classroom routines and expectations. We had an amazing turnout for the Barrett Academy Family Night on Thursday to introduce Class Dojo and the Barrett Academy Constitution to you. And the Room 21 Rockstars, all 26 of them, are so ready for an amazing and incredible year. I can promise you that they will be challenged unlike any other with those 21st century skills beyond technology to, include team building and problem solving and creative expression. All of those things happen in Room 21. And the one thing that I want you to know about Room 21 is the fact that I totally take any feedback that you have to heart. So if you ever have any suggestions, would like to come in and share something with the classroom, anything at all, please do not hesitate to let me know. My cell phone number is available on each and every classroom newsletter that came home in the Friday folder, and it was available on that puzzle that I gave at the beginning of the school year, or you can email me at any time as well. I regularly check my emails, so that would be another great way to do so. The only announcement I have for this week, the second week of school, we're kind of settling in. We don't have too many events going on. In fact, we have a full week of learning without any interruptions, which is really awesome and nice. The one announcement I have is tomorrow I'll be sending home a new copy of the Barrett Academy Constitution. I would like you to take a few days to look it over with your rock star, talk about all of the expectations there, because that is really the foundation for everything that we do throughout the year. And please have that last page with the parent signature and the student signature line completed and turned in by the end of the week, by Friday. You can keep the rest of the Constitution. The reason I want you guys to really take that, look at that with your rock star, talk it over, is because that is the foundation for everything that we do within Barrett Academy. That is how your rock star can earn that Barrett Academy backpack that I'm sure they are already ready and striving to earn. And it's really something that's going to be able to carry them beyond 5th grade into middle school and high school, get them to graduate from high school, get them to college, and doing what they want to in life. So take some time to look over that. Please have that completed by Friday. At this point in the vodcast every week, now what I do is I actually flip you over to the strategy session. This week's strategy session, I'm going to show you a ton of the different tools, a bunch of new tools that we're using this year in Room 21 to keep you in touch with the world and to engage the Room 21 Rockstars in some social media. And then there will be actual strategies that you can use at home. And then after that strategy session, you'll come back to Mr. Reichard and I'll wrap up the vodcast. So I will see you guys on the other end. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar family, so I'm going to start you off at the page that is going to be one of the keys to success this year in Room 21, and that is the homepage of the Kate Waller Barrett Elementary School. You can see the web address up here, stafford.barrett.schoolfusion.us, if you need that or if you forgot it over the summer. And this is how you actually, I'm going to show you how to get to our class webpage right now. So you're going to come and find an area called Best Classes right here, and you're going to click on that, and then you're going to find 5th grade Mr. Records Rockstars, and that's going to take you to our class page. Now, on our class page, I have a ton of different things. Normally at the top of the page, you're going to find a ton of different reminders, and there are always links to different areas. So here you can see there's a link to our Twitter account. If you simply click on that, that'll take you to Twitter. The Barrett Academy blog, which we're working on getting updated for year number 2. If you click on that superhero sign, that'll take you there. Every week I always fill you in on what we are learning in class in each of the different subject areas. So that is always there. And then there's an actual area for guiding questions for reading, which I'm going to come back to in a second. Then you're going to drop down, you're going to see a bunch of different documents. So a few documents that we have here, you'll find some things for Barrett Academy, the family classroom policy puzzle that everyone received, some different practice areas. Under newsletters, you're actually going to find the newsletters that are sent home in the Friday folder every week. So those will always be available for you there as well in case you want an electronic copy. You'll find our classroom schedule, our special schedule, different videos, and some other links down here, as well as a link to the Scholastic Book Club's page, which we'll get started in a few weeks. So this page is really a one-stop shop for links to anything that you could possibly use in Room 21. So like I told you before, you know, this year the Rockstars are really going to be connected to social media in the classroom in a safe manner. We're really showing them how they can use it to their benefit to really change the world, but while staying in that safe realm. So a couple of different things I'd like to show you now. Number one, if you haven't signed up for Remind, it is an amazing site for me to push out messages to you. So basically what I can do is I can type up a message. It's going to be sent from this phone number right. It's like I think it's a 571 number. It's going to look like a funky phone number, but there will be text messages that come from me to remind you of a few things. Last week I actually sent out a few for those of you who signed up. Now if you haven't signed up, here are 2 ways that you can do. Number one, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now, or you can simply text at 3BB92 to the number 571-402-1014, and that will permanently sign you up. Now a few questions you may have about Remind, and I'll try to answer them right now. Number one, are other people going to be able to find my cell phone number? No. When that message goes to you, it exclusively goes to you. You can't view other people's phone numbers. Can you message me back? That is also no. This is simply a system for me to send out reminders, but there's no way the system has provided for you to message me back. If you have a question that you need to ask me, you can call my actual cell phone, you can, or you can email me as well. But I really find this system to be kind of cool for some last-minute reminders. You know, last week I reminded those of you who are subscribed to bring a beach towel if you have one when we had our ocean day to introduce our science unit. So that's one way you can stay in touch. Now, we also have a classroom Twitter account. Our Twitter handle is @ReichardRock, and starting this week, the Rockstars will actually be tweeting out live tweets throughout the day to kind of summarize their learning. Now, if you're concerned about that educational aspect, you know, one of the cool things about Twitter is that all of the messages have to be in 140 characters or less. So when we send out a tweet, the Rockstars are actually going to be working on their summarizing skills and main idea strategies. So they'll actually be summarizing their learning as they're tweeting out throughout the day. Here you can see a couple things that we tweeted out. You know, we took a classroom selfie on the very first day of school after we counted down the new year, and then I sent out a few tweets last week. The Rockstars are really going to be taking over our account. Now, I'm keeping the username and password private to myself. The Rockstars aren't going to find it out, so they're not going to be able to get on home and tweet out. It's just going to be a school thing. But I hope that you follow us on Twitter @ReichardRock. Another very cool area where you can go is our YouTube page, our class YouTube page, Mr. Records Rockstars. Here you're going to find all of the VODCAST links to, for example, this VODCAST right now is going to be linked up here. All of last year's VODCASTs are here, and I also will send out study videos for science and social studies units that your Rockstars can watch at home. Finally, I'm going to take you back to the Kate Waller Barrett webpage. If you actually click on the Class Dojo logo, that's going to take you to Class Dojo. Now, this is our behavior management system for those of you who were not able to make it to our night on Thursday for the Barrett Academy to introduce you to this. If you have not signed up for Class Dojo yet, I plead with you to please sign up, because it is absolutely amazing for you to track how your scholar is doing on an hour-to-hour basis. Now, I will tell you that I update Class Dojo at about 2:45 whenever the scholars go off to their specials each day. So that's when you're going to find the most in Class Dojo. Okay, now this is the scholars are actually going to see a different page, and then you'll get a parent looking page, and I can show you what we've set up for our mock classroom. So here were 3 people that we had on Thursday night, and then their reports. If I click on them, you'll be able to see how they're doing. The parent page, like I said, will look a little different. The cool thing is I'm able to put in messages there for you so you can see how they're doing. All of the things tied to the Barrett Academy Constitution are here. So any positives, any stars or house points that your rock star receives throughout the day will go into their house, and any check that they receive is going to take 1 point away from their house. So it kind of has that Harry Potter theme where the houses are competing against one another, but we're really working on that uplifting and encouraging of classmates as well. So please sign up for Class Dojo if you haven't already. If you have any questions, please let me know. Now I'm going to turn you over here to our web page. I think if I just hit back here, yep, Kate Waller Barrett webpage. And now every week I'm going to give you actual strategies that you can use in the home that are catered to exactly what we're learning in the classroom. So the first thing you're going to find are these guided questions for reading. Now, right now the scholars are working on their 40 book goal all year long, and they should be reading 30 minutes every night. That's one of the assignments that they have each night. They need to practice their math facts and read. Those are the major hallmarks of Room 21 and the homework that they're going to be seeing. Now, these guided questions are cool because what they can actually do, and what you can do, is ask them these questions as they're reading, and this will actually support the strategy development that we're working on in class at the time. So right now, the next 3 weeks, we're working on main idea, so these questions will help them to kind of guide their thinking to get the main idea out of text. So this will always be here, and it will change based on the skill that we're working on. Now, I do have a few things in math that I want to show the scholars, and they can actually work on them. Rockstars, if you tomorrow tell me the secret code, which is, I cannot wait for week 2 of 5th grade, you will get yourself 2 house points to put onto the board. But if you come under class news here, you're going to see decimal rounding practice. One of the big things we're going to be working on this week is rounding decimals, and really that decimal place value, so we have that solid footing. If you practice these problems, okay, and this is a cool site to do so, rounding 7 and 76/100ths to the nearest tenth, okay, well, that's going to be 7 and 8/10. You submit, it's going to self-check. If you get it incorrect, they're going to give you some help to show you what you can do differently. If you write down this number, what you rounded it to, you can get 1/4 of a house point for each problem that you do. Okay, so that's a little incentive for you to go ahead and practice these this week at home, and those house points obviously will be put into your house, and on our next Academy time on Friday, you'll be able to see how your house is doing. Now, in science and social studies, I talked to the Rockstars last week about how I'll be giving pop quizzes in each of these areas to kind of get them to the point where they're studying a little bit each night, so they're not waiting until last minute. And this is going to give them some good study strategies for middle and high school. So SOL Pass is an amazing site for the scholars to use because it is catered directly to our standards of learning. and it has all of our units on. So under Oceans, we not only have a study guide, but there are also some pretty cool games that the rock stars can use to help them to study. So if you simply click that link, that will also be awesome practice. Okay, so those are the strategies I have for this week. Starting next week, there will be more strategies and less of me talking and showing you all of those things. But don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Reichard Rock. Sign up for Remind. Make sure you sign up your Class Dojo account and visit our Class Fusion page at any time for up-to-the-date information. Now I'm going to turn you back over to Mr. Reichard. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that that was all incredibly helpful to you. I hope that this is something that you come to use each and every week, if not on Sunday, at some point during the week. I always accept feedback. Is there something that you'd like to see in the weekly vodcast? Something that you would not like to see in the weekly vodcast that I'm doing? Please let me know. I hope that you have an incredible week. I know there is an amazing week in store for the Room 21 Rockstars. And as I tell you, and will tell you 100 times this year, you are the best families in Stafford County, and I'll see you next week.